welcome back to the channel. So I put a post up on my Instagram yesterday, a story just saying what video would you prefer next. Would it be how I edited this shot, or a day-by-day 5 tips for product photography, not product photography, client shoot anyway. That didn't win, so what won was this one, editing this picture. What I've actually just done is filmed a video of me editing it on the laptop. A bit clunky, but what I've actually just thought is, why not just do it on my phone and show you how easy it is to edit a picture on your phone, so you can do it anywhere, and useful. I think so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to whack on a screen record. Screen record is on, and so as you can see, what I've got there is the edited image. You see it was taken at 28mm on the Tamron 2875, ISO 2.8, ISO 1250, f-stop 2.8. So there we go. So original and edited. Original, edited. So yeah, so what I'll do is I will revert back to the original, apply. So there is the original image, and this is a part of the video was why I skipped through it. So as you can see, if I'm just flicking through, I kind of looked at that and I thought, maybe I've not nailed this shot, because the car looks dark, the light's really bright. It's a really tough shot because it's a black car with a light background. But anyway, what I liked about it was the reflection. You can see the reflection of the lights on the bonnet and on the windscreen. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. So to start off, what I always do, remove chromatic, aberration and enable lens correction. And if you can see there, it just makes a slight difference to the geometry of the car and fixes the vignetting around the edge. What I'll try not to do is point at the screen, because you can't see that. So that's where we begin. And I like to start with light and work my way along. So initially I wanted to kill a little bit of the light. So I was playing with this and I thought, actually what I need is a little bit more exposure, very slightly. So I'll start with about that. Contrast I left the same. Car photography, killing the highlights, bringing up the shadows, is always useful, because I'll show you. So take the highlights down quite a lot, so about 50. Shadows, bring them up. And what I like to do, if you can see already there, we're getting some details of the car coming out. What I like to do with car photography, bring down the whites, because what I want is I want the lights at the top to be as orange as possible. Already you can see what's happening there. And the black, so we want to bring the blacks up because the car is black, so we want to brighten them up as much as we can. There, so already we're off to quite a good start. I think we've brought out some of the features of the car, and we're seeing a lot more of the detail, and that's in what, a couple of minutes. So next we're going to hit on colour. Keep the colour as it was to start with, and I'm going to add some saturation. Because we want that about there, so we can see that what I want is the lights up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust some of the tone curves in here. So we've got the original, the black and white shadows and highlights, so whack these bits on here. And with a lot of these, I want to turn this into a slight S, so I'm going to bring those down a bit. But the S is going to be slightly different. Reds and greens. So I'm trying to make this a little bit more cinematic to start with. So I'm actually going to get a bit more colour into this. balancing it out. If you can already see there, we're getting a bit more of a cinematic colour. I'm going to do the same with the greens to try and balance out what I just did there. The blues, I'm going to go with quite a standard S on these because we don't want too many blues in the shot. And then the overall, you can just slightly raise up because I've made it a bit darker. Come on, curve. Curve. There we go. See, we're bringing that up slightly. So we're getting there. We're getting there with some colours. We've got some deeper colours to that. Let's get back to the colours. So we've done. We'll do some grading, shadows. I'm going to go with an orange. So I'm looking probably about there. Nice is hard. It is hard with a phone. To be very precise, leave the midtones and highlights. I'm going to go with more of a lighter colour, but not so much saturation on there. Get my concentration face on this one. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. I reckon I'll work up the blending on the both of those. So you can see the colours we're starting to get a bit more of the pop of the oranges at the top there. So that is colour grading. The mix is where hues. So the reds I want to look a little bit more orange, and I will gonna raise the saturation and darken them up a bit. Oranges, same thing. I'm gonna make the oranges a little bit darker. I really want the orange lights at the top to be standing out. Raise the saturation and make them a little bit darker. You're gonna get there's a theme here. Same with the yellows, but when you bring this yellows right down, and we're really starting to get some of that orange there. Maybe a little bit bright on those. Greens, darken the greens. But to be honest, we're going to whack down the saturation, so you can't really. These are the colours that I don't really want too much of. Your greens, your aquas. You get a lot of aquas and blues reflect off of windscreens, so we can make them a bit darker, but we're not too worried about those. Blues, again, kill the blues. And purples and pinks is the same thing. We've not got much really going on there, so I'll just knock them down. And we can see we're starting to get, as an overall, what I like to do with car photography is I'll edit the whole picture before I go into the car, because if you start with the car and then you go to the full image, you edit more of the car than you need to. So stick with just doing the whole thing first, and then you go from there. A little bit of texture I think we can lose there, and because the lights are quite bright, we can add some dehazing on there ever so slightly to bring it down. And when I did the lens correction at the start, we lost some of the vignetting at the top, so I quite like it because I want the eye to be drawn to the car when we eventually bring the car out and make the car pop a little bit more. Knock down some of the sharpening because the lights, I kind of want them a little bit more blurred, and we'll put a little bit of noise reduction in just for when we bring the car colours out. Right, so as a base, I'm happy with that. We've not done too much, but we've changed the colour. It's already looking better, so we're going to put some masks on. Now, I always like to do a linear gradient from the bottom and make it darker. just to bring your eye up there. And also, what I forgot to do at the start, which I always start with, is to crop. 4.5 is your Instagram size, and if you look at the rule of thirds you've got there, first third you've got not much going on, middle third we've got the car, top third is the light. So this linear gradient is drawing your eyes to the top half of this image already. Back to masks. Now here's the clever one. This new setting on Lightroom is a dream. Select subject. Now we let it do its thing. Okay, it's got the car and it's got some of the lights as well. So initially I'm going to subtract from that mask with a brush, and I'm just going to paint and get rid of the mask on the lights. We can come back and we can paint the lights later if we want to, but this first one I want to focus on the car. What's my flow saying? Let's get that back to 100, there we go. Screen record's back on. What I was doing was painting away the lights, because I don't want to do them just yet. I don't have to be too neat on this, but we'll go, because I'm probably going to repaint over the lights anyway. So I'm also going to get the car. Right, so Lightroom has kindly helped me by masking the car. So first things first, we want to make it brighter. So we're bringing up the car, but again with car photography, killing the highlights. So we'll knock these down because there's a lot of them on the top of the car, and bringing up the shadows. Already now you start to see the wheels coming to life. Some of the different things. Colour wise, we want to make it a little bit brighter, don't we? A little bit warmer. And then also we're going to work up saturation there. So now, if you can see on this mask, what we've got is the car oranges of the lights don't necessarily match the lights above. So what you can do is go back to your mask, and you can add to mask 2 with the brush, turn down the flow so it's not overpowering. A bit further on there, make the brush a little bit bigger, and we're just going to paint the lights. You already see there, I've just been moving that about. Amazing. We're going to bring that orange out very quickly. You've just painted the lights, I've just painted the lights, and already you can see the oranges are now matching. So we are back in the game. Let's put the screen record back on. What I was saying is where I've gone too far at the top, it's very easy to again subtract, get your brush out and just brush away where you've gone too far. So I'm saying we've pretty much done it there. So we've nailed it within 10 to 12 minutes of editing. On a phone we have gone from a picture that's not even really that exciting to the orange that we like. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you've learned something today. If you have, let me know what you've learned in the comments below. Any tips that you use that I haven't used on the original one, I've definitely gone in and gone a bit deeper with like the Bugatti sign and other things. But I mean, as a base, within 10 minutes on my phone we've gone from quite a bland image to one that I'm happy with, and got quite a lot of love on Instagram. So go and check out my Instagram. It's ocmb_media. The pictures on there. Other pictures, there's one of the, I'll give you a little, that one. the rear of the car. But yeah, go check it out. Thanks for watching. Please, if you've enjoyed the video, like it. If you've learned something, comment, and please subscribe. It really helps out. All the equipment's down below. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your weekend.